Hey, welcome to Office Hours. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. Please let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. We will get this show on the road. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week. Hope the holiday season is off to a good start for you. Greetings, Kurt. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Looks like all systems are go. Can you see me and hear me okay? Hello from North Idaho. Awesome, welcome. I bet you it's cold in North Idaho right now. Love it. Let's do it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Office Hours. Thank you for joining me, taking some time out of your Friday. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. If you are new to Office Hours is pure Q&A. It means I don't have any agenda for you other than to try and be helpful, answer any questions that you have. So you can put questions into the comments. And I'm also going to drop a link here for those who would like to join me on camera. If you have anything that you want to discuss that is longer, more complex, needs more context, maybe need to share your screen, anything like that, I just dropped a link in, looks like that, and that will allow you to join me on camera so we can have a little more of a chat. Alan, good to see you, bud. Welcome. Bree, what's up? First call. Awesome. First time caller. Love it. Good to see you here. Can we get a sneak peek of that new R6 snapshot and what's to come? Gosh, I should be able to give you a sneak peek, although I personally would need to poke around a little bit just to make sure I have it loaded up into an account that I could easily share with you. So I guess the answer to that is probably not on this call, but I will definitely be prepared to do that on a future call. And if we haven't yet, I'm going to shoot a message to my team right this second saying to drop a video walking through the R6 snapshot, the new version in the community. So let me just do that real quick. Cool. I just sent a message to my team, so we will get that done. So if you are in our online community, that video will be there, I'm sure, shortly. If you are not in our online community, well, what the heck are you waiting for? Get in our online community. And that can be done at, well, you can do live special /community, but better yet, you can do servicesthatscale.com/community, and you will be taken to the process to join our group. And I should say our community of thousands of agency owners in there. Gosh, I'm not sure how many we have in there now, but it's big. So jump in there, and like I said, we'll get a video for you in there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Good question, Alan. Thank you. You queued this up because I wanted to talk about this. So it says, what's the timeline and how do we sign up for the Done With You Launchpad, Mike? So yeah, if you have not heard the news yet, we are expanding our bonus, our high-level bonus, to include a Done With You service where we will help you install the snapshot, set up your sales process, launch your website, get your AI configured, essentially get you ready to sell. Our goal from the Launchpad is exactly as it says. We want to launch you through that first period of time where people tend to get bogged down way too much. You're trying to learn high level. You're trying to think about all the various things that go into starting a business. You're trying to learn how to sell. You're doing all of that. And that first period of time, for some people it's 30 days. For some people it ends up being months and months that they're kind of bogged down and don't make much progress. our goal with the Launchpad is to get you through that as fast as possible so that you are ready to just sell. So packages, setup, I mean, everything. We're going to have all of this done with you. As Alan said, that is the correct term, because we also believe in teach a man to fish. That's incredibly important. This is your business to run, not our business to run. And so you're going to have to learn how to do these things as well. So it is a done with you, but you're going to get, I mean, a great deal of stuff done by our team for you in this process. That service is going to be free for anybody who's signed up for HighLevel with us at $297 or $497 a month. We're going to do that for you for free. And that could be, you know, you signed up initially with us at $297 or $497. That could be an upgrade to $297 or $497. It doesn't matter. As long as you're on one of those plans, it's at no cost to you. If you are at $97 a month, we have a $197 charge for that service. So one time $197 charge for that service. You could, of course, just upgrade your account to $297 and spend the money there with HighLevel instead, and then get access to that service for free. But if for whatever reason you want to stay at that $97 level, it's a one-time fee of $197. Honestly, it is our goal to eventually just get rid of that fee altogether. It'll be free for anybody, but we need to get through some more of these, just to make sure we understand our cost structure and everything before we do that, so we're not being stupid. So that service is launching as we speak. We'll do a bigger announcement of it next week, but since you're on the call with us right now, if you go into our HighLevel Fast Start and you go into the Launchpad section of our HighLevel Fast Start, you'll see a form there to fill out that will put you essentially into the queue for our service team to work with you. Okay, so you're getting a little bit of an early bird opportunity here, because we have not sent out the full announcement of it's ready yet to our whole community and our list. So that's the timeline, Alan, and that's how you sign up. And again, there will be a official launch of that, let's say here in the next week, very likely. But we would love to really quickly get our first dozen people through it. So yeah, if you're ready to go, we'd love to have you go sign up there, and we will get you launched. Okay. So thank you for that question, Alan. I appreciate the opportunity. And again, you know, I am as big of a believer in HighLevel is the right thing for anybody offering digital marketing services to small businesses. I really do not believe that they have a legitimate competitor at this point to be able to allow you to build your business the way that you can with HighLevel. So I have complete conviction about that. And their affiliate program is a great affiliate program. So we get compensated for people who are signed up through us. And so our bonus, we're trying to add as much value as we can. We're trying to demonstrate exactly how we teach you to run your services through HighLevel, which is you have an incredible set of tools. You have an incredible set of services you can offer. You have a perfect cost structure, because HighLevel is giving you such incredible cost structure through that software that you can be very generous with your customers and still make it work financially. And so, like I said, we are trying to demonstrate that we live by that philosophy as well, just like we're teaching you to. And so we're trying to pack as much value as we possibly can into that bonus to give you as fast of a start and as healthy of a start in your business as possible. And by the way, I should say, this is not just for people who are just starting. You may already be in business for a year or whatever, but you may look at your website and your current sales process, your snapshot, whatever you're using that you have set up, and maybe you know that it's not quite dialed in or whatever it is, you'd like a fresh start. Come and work with us, okay? I have some setup done, but can you work with that? Alan, I'm going to leave that to my team because I think it will be a call based on kind of where you're at and what they're seeing. So it is, of course, since we're doing this for free, we are also eating our own dog food in terms of the way that we do this is it is a systematic approach. And so there's not going to be a lot of custom, we don't do custom, but I will leave that to my team to make the final call and they'll be able to inform you. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go back to, okay, Chris says, notice that AI agent LLM costs are different on older sub accounts compared to new ones. Do you know why? No, Chris, I do not. That's news to me. You'd have to ask HighLevel that. No, that's like I said, that's news to me, so I'm not sure at all. Hey there, good morning. Would you please explain the differences between snapshots, funnels, and a website? Customer has 0 online presence. Which template would I start with? Customer is a general contractor. Sure, absolutely. Okay, great question. I love get the opportunity to maybe give a little bit of a, I don't know, it sounds like maybe it's a clean start opportunity for you, or just to make sure you get off to a good start. So a snapshot, you would think about a snapshot as literally a picture of an account in HighLevel that you've set up the way that you want it to set up, and you take a picture of that. So if you said contractors should all have this 7-page website, they should all have a booking funnel, they should all have a review capture funnel, they should all have an appointment reminder, workflow process, all of these things that a contractor should have. And so you said, let me go ahead and design a perfect marketing system for a contractor. And then you say, well, I'm going to start selling to a lot of contractors. Great. You've just created the contractor marketing system. All you have to do is take a snapshot of that in HighLevel. And now when you sign up a new customer, instead of doing all of that from scratch, you can literally just drop that snapshot into their new HighLevel account that you're setting up, your sub account. And all of those things that you created will now exist in that account ready to go. So it gives you an incredible scalability in your service delivery and ease in your service delivery. So snapshots are one of the most powerful features of HighLevel and something to get very familiar with. Okay. So then what is a funnel and what is a website? A website, I believe, we can just go to any website. That's a website, right? It's a series of HTML based pages typically, right, up on the web. A funnel is essentially a multi-step website, if you will. So a funnel being you come to page 1, you opt in. So it's got an email capture and it says, enter your email for this free thing. Okay. So you enter your email on that page 1, it then takes you automatically to page 2. Okay. Page 2 then has, hey, thank you for opting in. Here's your free thing. And we would like to make you an offer to buy this thing. And then let's say you buy that thing and then the funnel takes you to page 3, and page 3 is an upsell on the thing that you just bought, right? So that's a funnel. It's a series of pages in order. And those pages are presented to you based on the action that you took on the previous page. So I hope that helps clarify for you. In terms of what I would recommend from our resources that you use, if you're trying to set up a new business from scratch, you would take our R6 service delivery funnel. And I would recommend that you take the new one that's leaned down, and you start with that. And what that R6 snapshot is, and I'm sorry, I said our R6 service delivery funnel, I think, our R6 service delivery snapshot. What that snapshot contains is some website templates, funnel templates, workflows, a lot of the fundamental marketing processes and resources that any business would need. Because it is a generic snapshot, it's meant to be applied to any business. You're going to have to do some customization of it for your contractor customer there. But that's pretty darn easy to do in HighLevel. And then again, if you think that you're going to be selling to contractors over and over again, once you set up this one, what you should do is take a snapshot of it so that now the next one's going to be just that much easier and faster to set up. Okay? I hope that that helps you. And if you have any follow-on questions on that, just be sure and let me know. That's cool. He's a successful business, but wants basic AI stuff. Awesome. So yeah, if you go into our HighLevel fast start program that we've been talking about here, or if you're in our high leverage agency, either one, we've got some really good training documentation in there on how to set up the AI chat, the AI voice, all that good stuff to help you do that. So I know, in fact, we just rolled out that training and those resources here just the last couple of weeks. And I know we've already had hundreds of agencies, going through and using it. So take a look at that. And if you have any questions, just be sure and let us know. Okay. Bree says, and welcome again, Bree, first time caller. I'm going through the high leverage first 30 days. Awesome. I've watched everything. I'm stuck on the website part. It's so many pages. Is there no quick way to modify all these pages? Bree, so HighLevel is making progress on that in terms of there are some universal components that, you update the footer on the page here, and then that goes across all the pages, right? Any template that we've given you and any template that HighLevel has given you as well utilizes custom values everywhere that we can. So with custom values, just to make sure, I'm not sure how familiar you are, but just make sure you understand what custom values are. That gives you the ability, let's say that their logo needs to be in 100 different places on that website. You would just upload the logo file into the appropriate custom value, the logo custom value. And then that website template will then pull that logo file now into all 100 places where that logo is supposed to go. So you're not going and updating the logo in each individual place. And I'm just using a logo as an example, but it can be used for all types of content. So their address, the terms of service, that you want to have that terms of service on a bunch of different pages, all of that can just be done through custom values. So there are several tools or processes that are built into our templates and built into HighLevel that allow you to make these updates more quickly. But again, if that is something that you're struggling with, and if you're talking about for your website in particular, please make sure and try and take advantage of those Launchpad services, because we will walk you through how to do that and get you up and running very quickly. Okay. We have a few clients where an employee not on board with using the CRM pissed in the pond and creating a negative perception of using the CRM. Advice to overcome or stop it before it starts. Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, this is a good question. I haven't had this one before, but it is a reality. It is a reality that there are a lot of people who will fight adoption of technology. And so if at your client, they have somebody on their team who is fighting the adoption of this technology, that can cause you problems, right? Because they're resisting and they're, as you said, pissing in the Kool-Aid for for everybody over there at the client's business. I think that the reality is that your client has to manage their employees, right? As a business owner myself, I have many times rolled out new technologies to the team and heard all the grumblings from the team and had to, put my foot down and say, hey, look, we are adopting this technology. So if you want to keep your job, you are adopting the technology. And that is, the stance that the employer of this person needs to take. That being said, you may find business owners who are not firm enough to take that stance. And so I think that the best that you can do is address this in your onboarding with the business owner. So when you sign up a customer and you are going through the onboarding initially just with the business owner. So you would do some onboarding with the business owner, make sure everything gets set up appropriately, make sure they're happy with it. And then you would do an onboarding where you're bringing on their employees. In that onboarding that you're doing with the business owner, you should include a conversation in there, and maybe even give them like some scripts, give them like an email template to send to the team, to their team that says, hey, we're adopting this new technology. Here's why it's important. Here's why we're expecting everybody to get on board. You are, allowed to have feedback and constructive criticism, but it needs to be feedback that is constructive and in the spirit of we are adopting this as a team. So, I think that would go a long way. And certainly something, in our IT management business in particular, that type of thing was something that we had to do quite frequently. So that would be my suggestion for you. Let's see here. Watch the YouTube video where they're saying to do HighLevel's affiliate program and others. The market is getting saturated in the trade industry. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, the market is and always has been a competitive market, but there's two things that I would say about that. One is, HighLevel just announced the number of businesses that they are serving now through all of their agencies. And I can't remember what the exact number is, but it's a fraction, a small fraction of the total number of small businesses that are out there. So keep that in mind. Second, this is one of the reasons why it's really, really critical to understand that you are selling a complete marketing system, and that HighLevel is a component of that complete marketing system. But your marketing system includes the assets that you load into HighLevel for that customer, or set up in HighLevel for that customer. So unique workflows, unique funnels, templates, content, all of that. And then whatever services you are offering on top of just those tools and assets. So you need to be selling your big picture of your services. And that HighLevel, you have software as a component of that. So if you are out selling and you come across a customer that already has HighLevel being used at their business, that's not a deal killer for you. That can honestly be a really nice situation for you because they already have that. You don't have to set them up from scratch. They're already familiar with it, using it, but they may need an agency that better knows how to use those tools on their behalf as part of an overall marketing approach and the service that they're providing. So if that's you, then fantastic. So saturation, to me, I think is really a non-issue. It is competitive. You should expect the business to be competitive. You should expect that. I mean, when I was in the IT management business, we started in Boston. Boston has one of the most developed IT communities in the country. I mean, it was Silicon Valley and Boston, essentially. And Boston had countless IT consultants that we were competing against. Many of them were college kids that were great at computers, and they would go and build themselves out for $50 an hour instead of working at a restaurant for, $7 an hour plus tips. And they would make a killing as a college student at $50 an hour. And so we were at $135 an hour, and we had to compete against these smart kids out there running around selling at $50 an hour. And the market, I mean, we didn't do a deal where the customer had less than probably 10 of our competitors knocking on the door to try and win the deal at the same time. So selling is always going to be competitive. The market is always going to be competitive. That is business. That is what it is. And you just should expect that as a reality. Would I tell you right now that should slow down your attempt to go after this market right now? Absolutely not. I think that this is the very, very best time, as I've said in some of my emails over the last couple of weeks. This is the very best time in the history of providing these kinds of services to small businesses to jump in with both feet and go for it. 3 years from now, is it going to be pretty darn crowded? Yeah, because there's going to be a bunch of people listening to this message and jumping in with both feet and going for it. So, but I would absolutely just put your head down and go. The inbound AI voice, do we need a new phone number? No. No, you do not need a new phone number in any scenario where you are currently using a phone number in the HighLevel system. So if you have a HighLevel provision number, you got the number from inside of HighLevel, then you do not need a new number. If you're saying the customer right now has their phone number and they don't want to change their phone number and it has nothing to do with HighLevel, like they just had a phone number for the last 10 years, then you need to get a HighLevel phone number provision for that customer. And then what you can do is you can just roll calls from that number that they have, that they love, that they don't want to get rid of, to the HighLevel number to then take advantage of the AI capabilities, right? So it's very simple. You can do it with any phone number. Sean has put out training on this. Sean, the CEO of HighLevel, has put out training on this, that with any phone system, you can just forward that number, roll that number to a new HighLevel number, and then you get that AI voice capability from that number. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Should we label everything as R6, or is the goal to still use that as the baseline but change the naming scheme? That's up to you, Bree. It is, I consider it our open source training or a resource, right? So I haven't put a copyright on R6 and said nobody can use the language R6. So you are free to use the language R6. What I would highly recommend is that you, over time at least, you don't have to do this day one, but over time, make it yours. Take the concept and make it yours. So maybe you've got some slightly different language that you use, maybe the way that you present it and some of the marketing materials that we've provided for you. You have your own custom versions that made up so it looks different. I don't want to have, my goal is not to have thousands of agencies out there with the exact same white paper that we've given them and the exact same looking marketing assets and all that good stuff. So again, you don't need to worry about that on day one. I want you to just get going. But over time, yes, I think it's a great idea that you find a way to make it yours. Who are you using for taxes? This is a huge issue right now in Go HighLevels. People don't understand they are now selling a software and rebuilding regulated communications. Cody, who am I using for taxes? I'm using my accountant, my CPA firm that I've worked with for years and years. And then I have a bookkeeper as well. So that's who I'm using. But I claim I have no interest in giving anybody any tax advice. You should make sure that you understand the tax situation wherever you're operating, whether that's in the United States, not in the United States, in a specific state in the United States, right? The tax laws and how they're handled wherever you are, you definitely need to make sure that you understand them and that you're operating within the proper guidelines of the law. So best way to stop or filter robocalls. Had 100 plus to my mainline AI receptionist in the last week. Travis, I honestly don't know that I have a good answer on that right now, but I'm going to get one because it's a great question. Sorry, just messaging my team again real quick. So So we will get an answer to that and post it in the group here shortly. Okay. Done the fast start, but I wasn't sure if I should just create a funnel for him instead of the website brochure. Do you think a funnel can replace a website? No, I don't think that that's a good idea. I think that you should, a business should have a website. A funnel, I mean, technically, again, a funnel is a website. It's just multi-page websites. But again, the functionality of a funnel serves a specific purpose, and a website serves a different purpose. And typically what people expect from a website, you should, when I say what people expect, I mean what customers expect. When I go and visit a business's website, I expect it to look a certain way, have certain information, be able to navigate it in a certain way, things like that. I would suggest that you set up your customers in that way. Now, can you have very, very simple, like one-page websites? Absolutely. One-page website is actually a very common and popular thing now. And so there's not a whole lot of actual difference between a one-page website and a multi-page website. But if you wanted to, you could just do a one-page website. There's nothing wrong with that. You're selling a customized solution. That's what makes you different. Yes, exactly. I'm new to this community. What does R6 mean? Welcome to the community. R6 is referring to my methodology and training that I've put together on how to present marketing to a small business owner. And I mean marketing, because most small business owners don't really have an understanding of what marketing is. And most agencies, honestly, aren't really effective at communicating what marketing is. And so it is a framework for how you communicate marketing, and then how you tie your services to that communication framework, so that you say, here's these R's that make up effective marketing, and here's how our service then fulfills on each of those R's. So that's what it's referring to. And we have a sales snapshot related to that, a service snapshot related to it. So that's what, when you hear people referring to R6, that's what they're talking about. Terrence, good to see you, sir, says, I have more money than time. I want 100 customers ASAP. What is the quickest way to market your free website? Paid hosting offer. Okay, cool. So I have been answering this question with the same answer for years now, and it has not changed. And I want to stress, so I just had a call this week with some gentlemen who are in this community, who are they're on this call relatively frequently, pop on here and ask good questions and stuff like that. When they first became a part of our community, let's call this, I don't even think it was 18 months ago. They were doing $4,000 a month in recurring revenue. And they came on here. We had a call. I had a private call with them, talked to them about what they should focus on, how they should structure their offers and stuff. They now offer a service where it's a website upfront and then some basic functionality of HighLevel included. That is their foot in the door offer, selling to just home contractor essentially market. And they are now at $200,000 a month in recurring revenue. So from $4,000 to $200,000 a month in recurring revenue. What is it that allowed them to accelerate like that? It's that very simple direct offer, and it's just running ads on social media, running ads on Facebook, Instagram, saying, hey, business owners, here's what we've got for you, right? For just this much money, we're going to build you a new website, beautiful website, looks like this. And we're also going to put these core marketing functions in place for that website to make sure that you are actually capturing new leads, following up with those leads effectively, yada, yada, the basic stuff. They're now at, again, over $200,000 a month in recurring revenue. So It is simply a matter of putting that offer out there with clear communication. Here's what it is. Here's who's it for. Here's the benefit of it. Here's how you get going. Doing that with a nice, fair price point. And it could be free plus hosting. It could be presented as, $97 a month, $197, $297. Those are all attractive enough price points to serve as a foot in the door offer. And then just consistently, especially since you have more money than time, just consistently spending money on those ads, testing different messages, testing how you're then converting them, what your sales conversation is like once they come to you, and converting them into a customer, and just keep on trucking. Just put your head down and refine that and go, go, go. Do you know if HighLevel will ever have better analytics and reporting for websites? Yes, absolutely. You can expect that they will have better analytics here quickly. I know it is something that they have been prioritizing the development of. So yes, you can expect that, I would say, pretty darn fast. Is HighLevel friendly for app embeds? Yes. Yeah, it is. Hi, bud. Great work. I step up to the agency model. Thanks for the promo. Now I'm a Nazar. Oh, Nazari. Awesome. 50 plus feet. Wow. Carlos, it's good to see you, sir. Good to hear from you. Merry Christmas. Thank you for being here, bud. I appreciate it. Do you have a minimum ad spend where you are seeing an ROI? I spend as little as $5 a day on my ad sets. And so when you say where you're seeing an ROI, obviously it depends on how you're measuring that. So I don't know if you're measuring that strictly as in dollar sales from ad spend, or is ROI could be measured to you in I'm getting leads, I'm getting clicks, whatever it is. But I start almost all of my campaigns with a $5 a day ad budget, and then progress from there. In terms of ROI, if you're selling at let's say an average customer price point of $297 a month, so $300 a month, and you are keeping those customers, let's say for 1 year on average, which should be a minimum goal for you, that's a $3,600 customer value. And let's say you had 70% gross margins. That means, well, I'm just going to do real fast math here that I know is wrong, but I'm just going to say roughly then you have 3,000 of that as gross margin dollars. That means that you can afford to spend a decent amount of money to acquire a customer. And so really what you need to be looking at is tracking that all the way through. What is my cost to acquire a new customer? And does that make sense for my business? If it doesn't make sense for your business, obviously you either need to find a way to increase the value of the customer or decrease the cost of acquiring that customer, or a combination of the two. And the metric that you should be looking for is that the lifetime customer value should be at least, at a bare minimum, 3 times the amount that you are spending to acquire a customer. So if you're spending $1,000 to acquire a customer, then you should have a lifetime customer value at a bare minimum of 3x. And I say bare minimum as in that truly is a bare minimum, like to make your business model work. And I would only want to see only a 3x return if you're in the very early stages of your business, and so you're just figuring stuff out. But that should go up to a 4x, 5x, and as many x as you can get. If you can get up to 10x or whatever it is, you're going to have a very nice profitable business. So 3x should be the minimum. And like I said, when you're just getting started, none of this stuff is as efficient as you want it to be. Right? You are going to be investing money in experimentation, which means you are going to have experiments that fail, right? And so you've got to understand that, and you've got to understand that in the early days, you're probably going to spend more to acquire customers than you want to, but you're going to continue to refine that message, refine your sales pitch, refine your offer. And over time, those numbers are going to get better and better. Okay. So many marketers are talking about how companies should be moving to a zero-click marketing plan. In your experience, does that also impact paid marketing? I have no idea what a zero-click marketing plan even means. That's new to me. Hold on, I'm going to go over here and open up a browser tab and zero-click marketing. Strategy where content is designed to provide value and answers directly on a platform so users don't need to click a link to a website to get the information they need. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that everybody's marketing strategy should include a good amount of zero-click marketing. Zero-click doesn't have to be AI SEO, Tom. Good to see you, buddy. At least not my understanding of it. Zero-click could just mean that in my LinkedIn post, I'm putting all of the value of the content right there in the post. So you don't have to click anywhere outside of LinkedIn. You don't have to go to my website to read my blog or anything like that. It's literally just, oh, I saw your post on LinkedIn, consumed the content, and moved on with my day. But you're still adding really good value to me. And so you're still making that impression and building your brand with me and credibility with me and all of that. I think that every good marketing plan in today's world should include a healthy amount of that. I also think that there is no extreme right or wrong, right? So should it be 100% zero-click marketing? No. I think that there's always also good direct response marketing where you're asking somebody to click on something, go to your website, download a thing, whatever it is. So I don't think it's either or, but I think that in today's world, people are expecting to see and hear good content from you just for free on the social platforms. And so if you are always, Gary Vee talks about the jab, 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 right hook, right? If you are always given a right hook, you are always asking for the sale or asking for them to put in effort to get value from you instead of just getting value from you, you're going to be at a disadvantage to those of us who are trying to just give value without asking for anything in return necessarily, right? I mean, if you look at 90% of the content that I have out in the world, I'm just trying to give as much value as I can. Is there an opportunity for you to go and get free training after that? Yes. If you want to sign up for HighLevel through me and get more stuff, yes. But to consume that content, all you had to do was spend time in YouTube. You didn't have to come and opt into anything or anything like that. So that's a winning strategy going forward for sure. I'm not sure I understand this one. I was wondering if the guidance was for people who don't run ads, do organic SEO marketing only. I'm not sure I understand that one. Katerina says, you offer the free website to those who already have sites and those who don't have sites? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because even if you have a site, the far majority of people would still like a new site. And so, yeah, offer it to everybody. Bree says, starting out, do you recommend setup onboarding fee or not in the beginning? I always recommend that you present a startup fee and present the value of it. Hey, here's what we're doing. We're setting up a new website for you. We're setting up all these marketing flows. We're configuring your CRM for your business. So make sure that it's not just a startup fee. It's a fee because we are doing all of these things and we're getting compensated for it. A lot of businesses make the mistake of saying, here's this $1,000 startup fee, and it's got nothing other than just, we're charging you a startup fee, right? You want to clearly communicate, hey, here's all the value that you're getting up front for that. Now, in the beginning, Bree, I would say that you should absolutely, in particular in the beginning, you should absolutely then be willing to negotiate that down to even nothing if you need to get momentum, get some new accounts, get some experience, get some testimonials. I highly encourage people to do everything for free for a customer for the first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever you need to do to get those first handful of customers, and just do that for them with the agreement of, hey, Bree, I'm getting my business started. I would love to get you as a customer and get demonstrate the value of what we're doing and have you as a raving fan testimonial. So if you agree that this is what you're looking for your business, and you agree that my prices of $297 a month are reasonable prices for your business, you can afford that, it's in your budget, yada, yada. I am happy to do this whole setup and give you 30 days of initial service at no cost to you. Again, as long as your intention is that you're comfortable with $297 after this, and you give me a testimonial if we do a good job. That is a smart strategy to get going. And then Bree, if you go through my training, I teach you how to use that startup fee to negotiate, to get longer contracts, upfront payments, things like that from customers. So it's a great thing to present and use as negotiating leverage. Okay. Here's the rest of the question. What is the biggest draw for those who have sites already, SEO optimized, chatbot, conversion optimized? If this is the training, I can find the info there. Katerina, I want to make sure you're referring to what is the biggest draw for those who have sites already, SEO optimized, chatbot, conversion optimized. Are you talking about your small business customers already have those things and you're trying to, you're saying what's the draw of then signing up for services with you if they already have those things? Or are you saying you're an agency, you've already set up that stuff for yourself and you're asking what is the draw for to then get my bonus? Is that what you're asking? I'm not sure which one it is, so maybe you can help me there. Sean says, I've read 80% of mobile visitors never click to a second page. I love making long one pages. People love to scroll. That's awesome, Sean. That's cool. Hey, Mike, would you hire first when starting your AI agency? Then after that, who follows? Oh, who would you hire first? Sorry. Great question, Luke. So my first hire would be a kind of a jack of all trades person to help me on the service fulfillment side. So as the owner of the agency, as the founder of your business, you, in almost all cases, 99% of cases, need to be the revenue driver at your business, at least to get started. Okay, maybe you can hire a salesperson in the future and they can help take some of that off of your plate, but it's your business. You're responsible for making money come in the door, right? So you should expect that you are going to have to spend the far majority of your time generating revenue. And so as soon as you can have somebody that can help you with the service fulfillment so that you can continue focusing on generating revenue, the better. And then who would be next? Probably another person to help generate revenue. Another service fulfillment person. And then at some point, a salesperson. You can run this business incredibly lean and mean and get well into the six figures in recurring revenue. It does not take a big team to do it. So, but that's generally how I would approach it. We were just talking about things this week, and I think people shy away from that terminology. So we were going to test the language of a development fee as it implies work being done. Yeah, I like that. If they ask, why do I need a new site? Oh, I got it. Okay. Katerina, the far majority of small business websites are most likely old. They are coded improperly for optimization in search engines. They're coded improperly for mobile optimization. The far majority of them do not have core marketing components to them that make them an actual valuable marketing tool. So in other words, opt-in forms, exit pops, phone numbers with, call tracking, chat widget, SEO optimization, all of that stuff. I mean, what I just described there is probably 95% of small business websites don't have those things, all of those things dialed in. So what I recommend and how you pitch websites, I always call them a smart site. And that the smart site is smart because it is coded properly, it is mobile optimized, and it includes all of these marketing components that make it a actual functioning part of your marketing system instead of just a brochure that's sitting online that doesn't actually really help you in your overall marketing approach. So obviously you will, sometimes you could come across a website that a small business has and their website is just dialed in and awesome. Great. Then don't pitch a new website. There's no need to have to give them a new website in order to deliver all of the rest of the value of HighLevel. If they have a website that they're happy with, you can still deliver all of the rest of the value of HighLevel, even if they have a website that you're not touching in terms of redeveloping, because you can integrate HighLevel's capabilities into an existing website with no problem. Okay. So don't force the new website if that's not what they need. Okay. Yeah, that was good. That was good input. How realistic should I consider having a website done inside of HighLevel? I understand the HighLevel websites are very minimal and simple. No, you can 100% have a website inside of HighLevel that there's no way. I mean, unless you are like a serious website expert, there is no way that you would be able to tell whether the website was made in HighLevel or made outside of HighLevel using WordPress. I mean, like I said, unless you literally log into the back end of it and can see, okay, this is WordPress, generated code or WordPress management interface, you would have no clue. A HighLevel website can do and be everything that any small business needs their website to do and be, including you as an agency. You're all set using HighLevel to do that. Okay. Is there anything that I can do to make a good landing page, or do I have to tell my clients, here's HighLevel, it's amazing, but we're going to do your website on WordPress? No. Whoever is giving you whatever impression that you can't build whatever you want to build with HighLevel that's not accurate at all. Okay. Not accurate at all. What are your thoughts on only selling voice receptionists? Luke, I think you absolutely could do that for sure. I think that there's going to be plenty of businesses out there that's all they do. Yes, of course, you bet. Happy holidays, everyone. Dawson, yes, sir. Oh, Dawson, hold on one second, my man. I kind of forgot all about the backstage here. I don't know what HighLevel snapshots are, but I think HighLevel came out with an industry compartment where you can choose the industry. Can you speak to that? Yeah, I think, Paris, what you're referring to is that there are templates, industry templates that you can get inside of HighLevel's marketplace very easily. Or like when you're going to build a new website or new landing pages or new funnels or anything like that, you can do that using templates that are available inside of the system. So you can say, show me a template for plumbers, show me a template for contractors, and you can get, all kinds of, and I mean, shoot, I can, here, hold on one second. I'll log in and I can just show you real fast that this is nice and easy. Let me just go real quick to, all right, let me share my screen. Merry Christmas, Philip. Good to see you here. Thank you. Let me just share my screen and I will show you. So this is inside of HighLevel. And if I wanted to, and let me just make sure you're seeing this real quick since I'm on my laptop, multiple tabs. Okay, cool. So that's inside of HighLevel. If I want to start a new website, I can do it from scratch right here, or I can just go right here to templates. You can see over 1,000 plus templates. Hit continue, and there's just all these templates already in here. Every type of design, that you could possibly want. And then you can see over here on the categories on the left-hand side, there's automotive, beauty and fashion, creative, e-commerce store, financial, health and wellness, so I could just say, okay, I'm looking for something for gym owners, health and wellness. So I click on that, and we got stuff for doctors, we got stuff for yoga studios, we got stuff for everything. And I mean, again, if you look at these and you're telling me that these are not, capable of being just complete, fully functional websites. I mean, they are totally, I mean, you may decide, you don't like that particular design or whatever. And so you want to change the design of it, but the templates are, but the capabilities of HighLevel's website builder are fantastic. So, and those templates are fantastic. And those templates, by the way, there's funnel page templates, landing page templates, email templates that have, nice design capabilities or features to them. So you can grab templates anywhere pretty much in the HighLevel system to give you a shortcut to setting something up for a particular market at any time. Okay? No, those templates are not extra. Those templates are free. There is also a HighLevel marketplace where people sell templates that they've designed. So you may see like, oh man, somebody's got really gorgeous design. I want their templates, and they're charging you for them. But that's outside of what HighLevel is providing. Dawson, my man, hold on, jump in here. I've had you waiting back there forever. How's it going, sir?
Good. How about you?
I'm fantastic. What's going down?
Yesterday, I went to the couple of different business networking Christmas parties.
Nice.
And I took part in a case competition. So they're doing a kickoff for a case competition with the Canadian Marketing League, and some of the people who were helping guide it, and the case competition will be for General Motors. And I got to talk yesterday to the marketing manager for General Motors.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah, we were talking about technology and supply chain. So basically what I learned was even though it was marketing and we were talking, I wanted to ask about supply chain. A lot of aspects of business affect another aspect of it. So that was kind of what I learned with that one.
That's cool. That's good, man. So, I mean, these are good opportunities to meet some smart people and learn from them. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And then I talked with my mentor yesterday from the radio station, because on Fridays I do corresponding. I'm a correspondent for a radio station. So tomorrow I'm going to be I'm hoping to interview an actor tomorrow at the local signing, and I haven't really done that before. Like I don't have a lanyard or business card yet, but I posted the link for the radio station there, and there's a ton of listeners. So I'm just going to interview someone tomorrow.
Nice. That's awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah, I'll probably have to talk to one of the handlers, or maybe even the actor themselves. I'm going to ask for maybe a 5-minute interview, or at least get some contact information for the future. I just don't want to get rejected. It just like, if they say I'm not a real person, or if I'm not do you really work for radio? I'm like, I don't know. I do. Here's the website, and here's the thing here, and there's a thing, it's on Spotify, so it should be legit.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be good. I mean, you gotta put it out there and see, right? There's always a risk of some rejection, but that is what it is.
Yeah, just got to get over it.
That's right.
I think it'll be okay. I'm going to just try tomorrow, and I'll get that on the interview, and then when you get an interview, you get more views on the radio station, you get more promotion out there, and it's a good way to help market business
Absolutely.
services. So there's a
Content.
logical reason to all of this.
Yeah. Content plus distribution. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good for business.
So that's pretty much it on my end here.
Awesome, man. Thanks for the update. I'm glad to hear you're getting after it.
Yep. And are you getting ready for the holidays?
Getting ready for the holidays. I've got my oldest daughter back from college for her break. My middle one will be back here in the next week, so I'll have all three of them home then. My mom is coming in the next week, so yeah, we're going into full holiday mode here pretty quick. Are you doing something?
Okay, and
nice?
I got some cookies here if you want some. But
Nice. I love it. Drop them in the mail. Drop them in the mail.
Thanks so much, Mike, and I'll let you know how the interview goes.
Awesome. Thanks, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
All right. Bye-bye. Let's see here. So somebody is asking about onboarding. Do I have an onboarding approach that they would recommend? And yes. So onboarding is incredibly important, that you have a process for how you are, how you are going to go about onboarding successfully is one of the most important things that you can put in place for your business. And so I'm going to share this tab. So if you are in our high leverage agency, you will see this, which is the Surge to SaaS journey. And so what this documents is essentially the process of taking a customer from a foot in the door offer to a full-fledged up and running customer for years. Okay. Really what you're concerned about for onboarding is this 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. So deliver an upsell, audit, surge, and signature system. So what that is indicating here, these steps that it's indicating, is that you bring on a new customer. Your goal is to now get that customer activated as successfully as possible, as quickly as possible. What we mean by activated is using and experiencing the benefits of your marketing system. Depending on what you have to do to deliver your service. So some people are offering just, AI chat widget. Other people are offering complete systems that have all kinds of features and capabilities. You're going to have some sort of setup that you're going to have to do, right? That setup could take, say, a week on the smaller service side, and it could take, let's say, up to a few weeks or 30 days if you were, building out something completely robust for a business. Whatever that is for the service that you're offering, what's really important is just that you clearly communicate, hey, now that you're a customer, here's how this is going to go to get you activated. We're going to need to collect this information from you. We're going to ask you these questions and need to get answers. And then our team is going to do these things behind the scenes. That will take approximately 7 days. And then we are going to circle back with you to walk you through it, make sure everything looks good to you. And then we are going to do an onboarding, kickoff day where we're going to make all of this stuff live at your business. And, you're going to start using it, right? Again, depending on the nature of your service, that surge is where you're doing all of that setup, whether that's just a small setup that takes you a couple days or something that takes you a longer period of time. Whatever it is, it's just critical that you are communicating that to the customers in an organized way so that they have clear expectations and you are demonstrating to them that you have an organized process for success. Okay. So the best thing that you can do is literally have some sort of little roadmap like this, little journey that you show them where you say, hey, here's where we are. Step 1, by the end of 2 weeks from now, we're going to get through step 6. here's what we need from you to do that. We need this information. We need, access to this employee so that we can talk to them and set things up correctly and test things. We need you to respond to our emails, within 24 hours so we can stay on track. And if we do all that, this day, we're going to make this thing live for you, right? So in addition to that, any training that they need, so once they do go live, they're set up for success, you should make sure that that is part of your onboarding. That's generally it at a generic level. There is more training to that in our inside of our high leverage agency, where we're going into more depth on all this stuff. But at a high level, that's what you need to do. Okay. Generic client snapshot. Yes, that is the R6 service delivery snapshot. So yes, we have that. If you don't find that for any reason, just email help@servicesthatscale.com and we'll get that for you. Okay, help@servicesthatscale.com, and we'll make sure that we'll track that down for you. I'm going to build out an entire system for tree guys, already mapped out and building. I just found your content. Your system helps me get the GHL tool I build gets out to the masses correct. Yes, absolutely. I love that you're building a system for tree guys. I think that's an awesome opportunity. And yes, so what I would recommend that you do, and the way that we would train you and help you, is that you do create a system. You say, hey, all tree guys need these things. We're going to put that together in a system. We're going to call it the Tree Guy Marketing System. We're going to create a snapshot of it, and you're going to go out and market to those tree guys over and over again and just install that snapshot as efficiently as possible so that you get a very successful marketing system in place for them, and you generate nice recurring revenue on that system for years to come. That is the entire goal, and that's what we do, and that's what we are, I believe, good at. When do you recommend I should consider white label with sub accounts? The higher tier is the GHL brand. Paris, personally, I would stay at 97 until you're getting your first couple of customers. And then I would personally then immediately leap up to the 497 plan. The reason why is just that the 497 plan, you have all kinds of benefits. You have the complete capabilities of HighLevel. You have the ability to brand the whole thing as yours. You have the best resale rates and capabilities for all of your resale services that you're doing, the SMS and phone and all that stuff. So it really makes sense as soon as you're going to have like a couple of customers, few customers on the system, being at the 497 pays for itself. So that would be my recommendation, but there's no reason to make that jump. I shouldn't say there's no reason. There is no, you can get your business started on the $97 level of HighLevel and do everything essentially that you need to do to get selling and land those first deals before you jump up to the 497. So I would stay at 97 until you've got your sales process up and running, your website up and running, you know what your service packages are, and then you're out there prospecting, selling, getting customers. And then as soon as you get those first couple of deals, like I said, then you upgrade. Okay. What do you say to a customer who turns around and says, hey, I want to learn this stuff this way. I don't have to rely on you. You say, awesome. Best of luck to you. Have a good time. And you move on to the next prospect. There are some business owners who want to be do-it-yourselfers. Those aren't for you. You are an agency. You do things for businesses that don't want to be do-it-yourselfers. So thank you very much for letting me know that. Move on to the next person and go sell to somebody who is looking for help. That's it. What's your best way to get clients? Your best way is to create valuable content and share that valuable content everywhere that you can. So when I say valuable content, our gentleman who's going after Texas Gabe, it looks like, who's going after tree people, he should create content that says, hey, tree guys, here's the 7 proven holiday marketing campaigns that will get you more tree deals going into the new year, right? Hey, tree guys, here's the proven website, proven 3-step funnel that will bring new prospects in and convert them into booked appointments. Hey, tree guys, here is the 2 service upsells that convert 60% of the time to maximize the value of every tree customer, right? You should be putting out content like that, sharing it all over the place, particularly in front of tree businesses, so that they go, wow, this Gabe guy really knows what he's talking about marketing. Seems to have some smart stuff. I should go and sign up with him. That is by far and away the best way to get new clients. And by the way, I should say, backing that content up, sorry, I was just clicking on you because I was talking about Gabe and the tree guys. You should back that content up with some advertising budget so that you can get that content seen by as many people as you possibly can. There's no point in creating a really good piece of content and then having it seen by 25 people because you're too cheap to put a $5 a day marketing budget behind it, right? So create the content, back it up with a little bit of ad spend, get it seen by your market, do that consistently. You can always bring them through the affiliate program and charge consulting fees for any time to help build anything. You could, but I do not recommend it. I think like I said, you could, but I don't recommend it. Awesome. Any other questions that you have, let me know. I don't see any other questions in the comments. So if there's anything else, let me know. We got a few minutes left in our call. I hope everybody has some nice holiday plans. Maybe you're traveling someplace, maybe not, sticking at home. Either way, great. I hope it's safe. I hope it's happy, fun. You get to spend some time with loved ones. I hope that you get to take a little bit of time to slow down and really focus on those loved ones. But I also hope that you get to take some time here over the next couple of weeks to get yourself really set up to hit your goals in 2026. There's nothing better than using this month when a lot of people completely slow down and completely stop being productive. If you can do just a little bit to get ahead so that January 1st or 2nd, depending on how much you celebrate New Year's, you can really hit the ground running instead of starting on January 2nd and going, okay, I'm going to really make this year, better than last year. If you wait until January to get started, then next thing you know, it's the end of January and you haven't really made any momentum yet, made any progress yet, and you're setting yourself up for another year that looks like the last year. So anything that you can do now to get prepped, make some decisions, get some of these things set up, learn what you need to learn so that January, you just hit the ground running, feels good. All right. Is there a minimum size of business you recommend going after? Unsure if I'm hitting too small of businesses. Merry Christmas, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Connor. I think that there is opportunity, Connor, at every size of business. And what I mean by that is if somebody's just getting started with a business, they need websites and phone numbers and all that type of stuff. And so that's awesome. There is going to be risk in that a lot of small businesses really don't ever get off the ground. So somebody starts it, but then never really does anything. And then you lose that customer quickly, right? So you just need to understand that the smaller business that you're going after, the higher likelihood that they are going to churn simply because they're not really a business. They're, they either just completely go out of business or they never really generate any revenue and don't have any money to spend. So you just have to make sure that your services, your service delivery, the way that you're acquiring those customers is all super, super, super efficient, or else that churn will eat you alive and you'll never have a way to make money. But if you can go after businesses that have been in business for a few years or more, and they have been generating enough income that you can see that somebody is doing this business full time. I don't really care how big they are in terms of like number of employees or whatever. I just care to see that they have survived and appear to be legitimately in business, right? So that's more of the thing that I would be looking for if I'm looking for more established or bigger small businesses. Less about employee size, more about years in business, and are they generating? I mean, I would say at a bare minimum, at least a few $100,000 a year in revenue. I would love to see that your customers are bare minimum $500,000 a year in revenue would be great, but some businesses that's just not going to be the case, and it doesn't mean that they won't be good customers. Okay. Hey Mike, I'm 18. How can I leverage my age to benefit me? Luke, that is awesome. The way that you can benefit or leverage your age to benefit you is to just get out there and get after it and show hustle and show that you are committed to learning and building and bending over backwards to provide great service. People love to see young hustlers that are going for it and that they're smart and they actually care about the job that they're doing. And man, just be a professional, show enthusiasm, and go for it. And honestly, in this business, Luke, this is one of the best businesses to go into as a young person, because there's a lot of business owners that are out there in their 50s and their 60s, whatever it is, and they assume that because you're young, you just understand this stuff in a way that they don't. And there could be a lot of truth to that, right? So that is not a hindrance at all, as long as you are a professional, okay? And I would say that is the challenge, not to say anything mean, no slight intended to somebody just because they're 18. I can just tell you, when I was 18 years old, I was not a professional at that point. I was a smart kid, good kid, all that type of stuff, but I had never experienced enough in the world to really understand what a professional was, right? Do I get things done on time? Do I follow through on these commitments? Do I stay organized? All of that. I was still rough around the edges. So I would, just do everything that you can to really be a professional, follow through on the things that you say you're going to follow through on, be on time, be organized, right? Then you're off to the races, man. Fantastic. Can you tell me more about how cold calling works in Go HighLevel? I've been trying to figure this out for the last 2 days. What's the pricing like? The pricing for Go HighLevel for doing cold calling, there's really the only pricing is that you're making phone calls through the system. So it's the minutes that you're paying. Let me just go to my agency account real quick, and I can show you where you would see that. But that's the only cost to it, is what you're paying for those minutes. And well, the easiest way here is if I go into, just give me 1 second. So stuff got moved around on me. Hold on here. Huh. All right, let me just go into SaaS configurator. Sorry, it's taking me a bit of time. I'm poking around on some different stuff here. Now let me just go into my account. I'll show you what I was looking at here. So inside of the pricing configuration at the agency level here, you can see how much you are paying for all of these different types of services. So if you are doing cold phone prospecting and you are dialing out of the system and you have set yourself up, your agency as essentially as a sub account, then you're not going to be marking up your services to yourself. So essentially you're just going to be paying the cost here to you. So 0.014 cents a minute. So you are paying just over a penny, not quite a penny and a half a minute. And then even less than that for receiving calls. And then for email, let's say that you're using email to send as well as part of your cold prospecting. You can see here 0.00675 per email. So not much money at all. And that's what it's, that's essentially what you're paying, other than your $97 a month to access HighLevel, if that's the plan that you're on, or whatever your monthly plan is. Okay. Thank you, Paris. I appreciate it. You too. Can you talk about pricing AI, credits, rebilling, etc.? Yeah, so you have two options. You have two options when you are selling AI. You can sell unlimited AI, and in that case, you will be charged by HighLevel $97 a month, and then you can price that at whatever price you want for your customers. So maybe it's $497 a month. You tell your customers you get unlimited AI use, and that's costing you $97. So you would have $400 in gross margin profit there. Okay. Or you can charge by usage, and you will also be billed by usage as well by HighLevel. And so if you go back into this configurator here, and you can see you've got content AI, you've got reviews AI, you've got conversation and voice AI, and you can see the charge right here, 0.02 per message, 0.13 per minute voice call. So depending on what it is included in your AI, you can see the charges that will happen here. And then you can see how you would mark that up to your customers right here. So you can use this little slider and you can say, okay, I want to mark it up 3.4 times, 5.6 times. And now you're going to see the difference in what is being charged to the customer and the profit per usage here. Okay. And then if you give credits, so you can see here, right here, it says $10 will give you about 90 messages or 15-minute voice calls. So let's say you included in your service plan, hey, we're going to give you, $10 in credits for AI included, then that would give them roughly, in this case now, because I put it down to 2 times markup, 250 messages or 40 minutes of voice calls. So you could include in your service whatever number of credits that you want so that they get usage of the service for a while before they get billed again. So let's say I'm charging them $97 a month for voice AI, and then I include $30 in credits in that. So I would say our $97 voice AI service includes 40 400 phone calls and approximately, 100 minutes of talk time. And then anything above and beyond that, you get paid. You get charged at these rates based on your markups there. Okay. So it's nice. It's all right there on HighLevel, and you just use that configurator to set everything up. When is it time to hire a Go HighLevel expert when building out your platform compared to do it yourself? Money isn't really a thing. It's more speed to market, but I will miss out on building experience. Yeah, Gabe, it sounds to me just based on the brief introduction that we've had here, that I would recommend that you really just focus on the sales and marketing, and that you hire somebody right away to help get everything set up for you and create your service snapshot and all that stuff. Because you're right, speed to market is critical. And it seems to me that you've got some resources. It seems to me that you've got a good head on your shoulders in terms of what you're trying to do. Going out and getting customers is going to be by far the most important thing. So spend your time doing that. Let somebody else do most of the technical work for you. I do agree that you as a business owner need to get familiar enough with the capabilities of HighLevel to be able to understand what you can do for your customers and be able to answer, some questions. But I always refer back to my experience starting my IT management company, which I built into, many millions of dollars of recurring revenue and offices across the country and all that. I could not set up a computer network or manage a computer network if my life depended on it. I was zero technical skills, zero technical knowledge. I was the sales and marketing guy and the entrepreneur who understood the opportunity. And so day one, I hired somebody who understood all that stuff and said, hey, look, you got to take care of all that stuff. I'm going to be out getting us customers. And that never changed. I just stayed the sales and marketing head and then CEO and grew the company and just hired IT people. That's absolutely what you can do as well. Now, because you as a business owner will be using HighLevel every day to run your own business, you're going to get very familiar with it. But do you need to be the person in there pressing all the buttons and turning all the screws? Nope. Yeah, webhooks. Webhooks are essentially just a technology that is allowing you to connect to other systems outside of HighLevel. So it's kind of a similar concept to like the way Zapier allows you to connect two different systems and share data in between them. Webhooks is another way of doing that. So that's the only thing that you need to know. You don't need to worry about webhooks until that scenario were to present itself. Like we need to communicate to a different third-party system, and that's what you would use that for. How much does your entry Go HighLevel program cost? Paris, you get all of my stuff for free if you sign up for HighLevel through me or upgrade your HighLevel account through me. You can see all of the information on that at servicesthatscale.com/HighLevel bonus, which I'll pull that up here real quick. Servicesthatscale.com/HighLevel bonus. And you will have links on there to get HighLevel or to upgrade. My high leverage agency program has a price to it for anybody who does not want to go through HighLevel through me or does not want to upgrade through me or can't through me. It is a $1,500 price point for that program for the first year. And then it's a $500 renewal in years after that. But my HighLevel Fast Start program, that's free. That is, you can get that for free. Go to servicesthatscale.com/fast start and just grab that there, and you're going to get a ton of training, resources, snapshots, all kinds of good stuff in there. Okay, servicesthatscale.com/fast start. You don't have to be a HighLevel customer of mine to get that. You just can go and grab it. Okay. What is a good markup that is sticky, where it's profitable but won't be undercut by a competitor? You typically, so for your core services, you need to be at least 67% gross margins. So that means that your cost of delivering the service, let's say, is $1. That means that you would need to be priced at $3 to the customer to get 67% gross margins. Okay. So if it costs you $100 to deliver your services, you need to be at least $300 to get those to get those gross margins. Okay. More gross margins are better. And so, I think that you always want to have your prices on that fine line between more gross margin, higher price points, but also you get too high, it slows down your sales cycle. You could have competitors really undercutting you, all that stuff. But when you look at small business price points that are successful, when you're generating recurring revenue from them and you want to keep them for years to come, 97, 297, 497, 697, starts to get on the high side. Those are common small business monthly price points for services that they stick with for years. So you're going to want to design your service to be in those price ranges for the best long-term success. I don't know the answer to this. I can't imagine that there is a way that you can just block. I mean, it's just like any phone number. Anybody can be spamming the heck out of any phone number. So I'm going to look into this, though, to see if there's anything clever. Yes, we have all kinds of snapshots in there. Yep. New member of my community. Awesome. Welcome, David. Does Go HighLevel support multiple currencies? A client acts as a broker with some products in US dollars. Somebody can I support all these clients? Yes, Alan. So yeah, I know that HighLevel is rolling out currency support. I think maybe has already rolled out currency support for each of those, but check with them. I mean, rolling out international currency support to them is a major, major priority. So the answer is yes. Is there a short-term possibility that maybe something isn't quite ready for what you need right now? That's possible. Obviously, the devil's in the details, but Paris says, I do not see the links. I think that you're referring to on my HighLevel bonus page. That would be this page, and the links are, hold on. The links are, me talking, right here. Get started with HighLevel today. Okay. Or yes, you can upgrade your HighLevel account to Agency Unlimited right there, or Pro right there. Those are both links. Agency Unlimited or Pro. Okay. So you can get started if you're new right here. Agency Unlimited or Pro right there. And those same links exist everywhere where you see a big orange button. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Can you remind me of the link to find the snapshots? David, I think what you're asking about maybe is Fast Start, services@scale.com/Fast Start is where you can get our free program that's got a bunch of snapshot stuff in there. If you are inside of one of our training programs and you're looking for, hey, where are the links or snapshots inside of here? There's a resources section or specifically a snapshots section in each of our courses, and that's where you'll find those snapshot links. Okay. Can I drop the link in there? Sure. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Oop, now I got to get back to. so many tabs open. I can't see the live stream. Here we go. Hold on. There we go. Services at scale.com/fast start. Okay. Awesome, gang. We are at an hour and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for being a part of my community. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and ask questions. I hope that you got some value out of this, and we will see you on a future call. We do these calls generally every week. We will not do one Christmas week, but otherwise, I believe that we have one every week here this month. And then going into the year as well. Okay. And real quick, somebody's asking for the bonus links. Sure. 1 second. If you have any questions in between these calls, please go to our online community and make sure you're a part of that. And you can ask questions in there. My team and I keep an eye on it and can answer your questions in there. So in between calls, if you have anything that you like, that you would like help with, please go there. Otherwise, we will see you on a future office hours call. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend and happy holidays to you. All right. Talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.